How frequently do you check your tire pressure? Well, if you're like most of us and most Americans, whether they're motorcycle riders or automotive drivers, over-the-road truckers, things like that, most people don't check their personal vehicle's tires, the pressure, as often as they should. I know in my own life, I have to actually set an alert in my phone to remind me to check the tire pressure in not only my bikes, but in my pickup truck and my wife's vehicles and things like that on a monthly basis, or I won't remember to do it. But it's very important because if you keep proper tire pressure, you actually extend the life of the tire as far as its wear and unevenness and things like that. You can spare yourself a lot of that by just simply checking your tire pressure on a regular basis. Well, how do you do that? The older you get, like me, you got to set an alert, you got to set an alarm, you got to set a reminder somehow, or you could actually install a tire pressure and temperature monitoring system, which there are some bikes that have those. I think of Goldwing, some of the larger BMW, more expensive Tourists. I think it's an option on a number of some of the higher end Triumphs and the Harley Davidsons and the Indians. There's some of them that you can get that on. The majority of motorcycles, though, that really hasn't been an option until now. RV Products for You. That's RV Products for You, with the tire pressure monitoring system that we're going to promote a little bit. We're going to install it. I'm going to install one right here on my Triumph. We've got one right back here we're going to install on it. And they actually make them for motorcycles, and they make a trike kit also. And we're going to give these a test, install them. They're fairly easy to install, it would appear. And then road test them in some future articles and videos as to how well they hold up and how accurate they are. The one we've got actually that RVProductsForYou.com sells is a proprietary one that they had built for their specifications. That includes not only you can set tire pressure to to alert you if it's above it or below it, but they've also got it also shows internal tire temperature as well, which some folks, especially folks that do track days and things like that, and really long distance riders also might benefit from having that information as well. So we're going to get started, see how easy this thing is to install. Now when you buy one of these, the kit that you get actually comes with several mounting systems, several ways you can get it mounted on your bike. This one is for a bike, obviously, a two-wheeler, but you've got a handlebar mount that you can use. This is the different kind of mount you can use on a handlebar to secure it down with and attach some of these other pieces to it. Or it can also be installed GoPro style on a tank or other places you might want to install. I've also heard some people have taken these and installed them in a hard saddlebag, and that works as well. And it comes with the monitor, which will actually sync with the two front and rear little sensors that you install actually on your valve stem. These pieces right up here are actually tools you can use to change the batteries in these. You actually screw one onto the back and one onto the front, and apparently these things pop right apart, and then you can get the battery out. And any hardware store, or really any store that carries batteries, will carry the type of battery for it. They supply you with a tool, a charging port, and good to go. And some simple instructions, step by step, to follow. So let's get started. Now, I've actually already preset the pressure in both of my tires on this Triumph Street Cup 2017. Calls for 32 in the front, 36 in the back. And I want to go ahead and just set that accurately ahead of time so that when we put the tire pressure mounting system in, see how accurate it is. So we'll double check just to be sure. Yep, right on the money. So I've opted to mount mine with the handlebar mount, and makes it easy to remove, to move to different locations, take it off and things like that when I need to. It's waterproof, so you can leave it on if you're going through rain and things like that. I've got it off right now, and I'm charging it. So we're going to go ahead and go with this mount Like I say, they give you a kit for actually mounting it several different ways. I think my friend Phil is actually going to mount his inside one of his saddlebags on his Street Glide. So we'll get that mounted in right there. Snugged up good. Comes with a little rubber spacer in there, so you're not screwing it and grinding up your handlebar or anything. And this is a fully adjustable right here, so you can pivot it around, make it fit any way you need. That's fairly straightforward. So the unit, pretty simply, just screws right in like this, and then you can adjust it to suit your needs. Snug it up. There you go. So right now, it's flashing because it's searching for the sensors. What it'll do, it'll show over on the left side, it'll show tire pressure, front and rear, and on the right side, it'll show ambient temperature in both of those, front and rear. So, cool feature. Let's get those installed. Have a look at that. Okay, apparently what we do here, you screw a little lock nut on there first, and this one is for the rear. Slide it on, snug it up good, and then pull the outer nut back to it and tighten it up. They've got a little wrench. You can also, a little mini wrench, you can actually snug it up in the back. So we'll snug that up shortly. And the rear is mounted. And here we go with the front. Run that all the way on there. There's the front. There we go. And then here's your little tool to run the little lock back up to it. We're done. And now, as you can tell, it's reading correctly. Got 32 showing in the front, 35 PSI in the rear. Ambient temperature in the front, because it's in my garage right now, is 60 interior and 64 in the rear. And it times out after a little while, so it's not on constantly, aggravating it, but you can tap the top button. It's got a plus button and a minus button down here. It's a little bit of a process. You go in and you set your parameters, whether you want to use PSI or bar, whether you want to use Fahrenheit or Celsius, and you can set all that internally. And the directions took me through the process. It was a little confusing in a couple of places, but I figured it out. And it's fully charged and ready to go. So that's a good reading. Right on it, pretty much. All right, so that's the tire pressure monitoring system, the TPMS system for motorcycles that's been developed and is being sold by RV Products for You. That's RV Products, the number 4, YOU.com, RVProductsForYou.com. They've got it in a motorcycle, they've got it in a trike, and I think they're on sale right now. I think they're like half off. They're like, I think for this one it's like $79.99. Basically $80, and then shipping and tax. So it's pretty competitive. It's a good unit. I'm pleased with it. Look forward to riding with it. We'll give another evaluation soon, just over time riding with it, and out on the road after about a month or two of having it on there, how it continues to work for us. But right now, it's a fairly straightforward, easy install, and the display is up and running, and it times out after a little bit, so it's not always in your face. But it's also set to, you can set the parameters. I failed to mention this. You can set the parameters for giving you an alert when it's too high or giving you an alert when it's too low. So good unit. Look forward to giving more updates on it. So stay tuned. And go check yours out at rvproductsforyou.com.